Hello, community. It's a great day. My name is Sheila Hardy, and I'm the founder and CEO of Because It's Personal. And here with me is my co-host, Ericka Scott of LifeChangers, Inc. And this is Community Nonprofit Network, aka CNN. So, Ericka, how are you doing?
I am absolutely wonderful. My hashtag live, love, learn, and always eager to share what I've learned. So let's get into it.
All right, great. Well, I just want to ask you a little bit about what your organization is all about. So, with that being said, let's roll.
Life Changers Inc. Was formed with the main goal being to reduce the rate of incarceration and recidivism among young men and women. We right now we offer the workforce readiness workshop, which is a 4-hour workshop that teaches not just felons or people in the penal system or just come out of the who have just come out of the penal system, but at risk and those who know that they need to be able to do certain things and just don't have those tools, skills, or knowledge. So the workshop teaches people how to write their resume and how to fill out a job application. And if they are a convicted felon, how to handle those questions like, hey, I see on your application you checked yes that you have a felony record. Can you tell me about that? So we teach them how to handle that awkward situation and as well as locating and securing employment that they can be going for because it's not just a matter of what fast food restaurant is hiring right now, because I'm sure you would agree that a job is what it stands for, job, just over broke, and it doesn't speak to the purpose why you were even created. We won't go too deep into that, but um although Life Changers Inc. is not a faith-based nonprofit, I am a faith-based person. So, I tend to do my best to live life by the book.
Gotcha. Well, let me just explain about my nonprofit. Um, what I what I'm doing right now is, first of all, we're very new. We just started in January, and of course, I said my nonprofit's name is Because It's Personal. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be working with newly released inmates who no longer want to re-enter the incarceration system. With a little or no support from family, no serious mental or health conditions, and willing to experience different techniques that will make life more gratifying. And last but not least, sharing one's talents by giving back to the community. That's just a little bit about what we want to do. We will also be working with our people concerning their dreams and aspirations of actually what they want to do, and not just to get a job, but what they would really want to do before getting into incarceration. Also, a little bit about me. I love to help develop new ideas that improves people's lives and add values to their hopes and dreams, they and that they possess to become a reality by using theology and science. So I collaborate those two, and it's proven fact that it works.
Hmm.
So that's a little bit about what I do, but we're going to tell you why, or actually, Ericka is going to tell you why we started this podcast and why we want to do this podcast just for you.
Well, thank you. I am excited. I am truly, truly excited. because as I said, I love to share. You love to share. We both love to learn. That's like a daily thing, but we also love to bless others, through sharing, what we have learned. So this podcast was created, born, and now developed into a platform to shine the spotlight on new and existing nonprofits, even in the idea phase, who are like, well, I see a need that needs to be filled. But I don't know how to get it on the right track, in the right direction, what tools, how do I network with other people who can help grow it? And, how do I reach the community we need to serve? And then you have existing nonprofits who have been in existence doing great work in their community for years, but they feel like they've hit a plateau, and it's because they have not been exposed. I like to say exposed, to the world, to a broader range, a broader territory outside of their community, and they have not experienced the resources, or have been privy to the resources that other nonprofits are using to grow. And this platform here is meant to, yes, bring your nonprofit to the forefront, shine the spotlight on you, and that is to attract more volunteers, to let people in your community know that you're even there to serve them, and to attract donors and other nonprofits and supporters who can be instrumental in that growth.
Sounds great. Sounds great. Well, I can't add to that. That tells it all. One thing about it is we want to, first and foremost, we want to give a shout out to Irene Barton,
Yes.
Executive Director of Cobb Collaborative, who actually connected us.
Yes.
And this is a wonderful organization that I don't care where you're from, you need to you need to connect with this organization, because they are really, really good. And Irene is like the best.
Yes.
She seems like she knows everybody, and once she knows about your organization, she's going to connect you with somebody that she feels that, you can partner with.
Right.
So she's really, really good. And I believe you want to do a shout out to Ashley. I think that's her name.
Yes. For all of your marketing needs, if you need a website for your nonprofit or for-profit, Ashley works with everybody. If you need a website, if you need marketing, because remember, marketing gets you known, sales get you paid. That's in the for-profit arena, and I got that from Allison Bird. But in the nonprofit, we say marketing gets you known, donations get you paid, or, more so brings in the resources you need to further your cause and do more work, in your community. So yes, if you need, any marketing for your nonprofit, if you need, social media marketing, paid advertising, just contact us, and we will give you Ashley's information, or you can go to our website, thecnnpodcast.com, and go to advertise, and her information is on that page as well.
Wonderful. Awesome. Well, what we want to do is we want to talk a little bit more about, well, I call it the what ifs. And so many people out there want to help other people.
Yes.
We have more people out here, and I'm not just talking about the United States, I'm talking about the world. We have more people that want to help each other. And my what if is, what if we all just unite and just begin to just unite on even the basics? And because my thing is, unification is so important.
Yes.
My what if is, what if we all, because, this is how I feel about it. Um, I have an idea and somebody else has probably the same idea. And it's where once we find out who has the same idea, because mostly what I've seen lately is, we have a lot of organizations that actually is doing the same thing.
Right.
And once we collaborate and put our resources together and our money together, and there's nothing that we can't do.
Right.
So what if we just come together, brainstorm, and then take over? That's my that's my what if, because it's all about taking over. My thing is taking over, but taking over to do good, taking over to help
Right.
other people, taking over to not just help them, but after they've been helped, they're going to help somebody else,
Right.
and they're going to help somebody else, and they're going to help somebody else.
Each
That
one teach one, reach one.
There you go. So there you go. So that's my what if. That's my what if. So
Now, how would you propose putting that getting that one if what if started?
don't know yet. Just being for real. We just being for real here. Don't know yet, but you know what? There's an answer.
Oh
That's
yes.
why. That's why people brainstorm. That's why. I mean, there's always answers.
Right.
There's always
Right.
answers, because just like you, I am a believer.
Yes.
But see, that even saying that, it depends on what you believe.
Eh,
So
we all believe in something, right?
I believe in something. But my thing is, well, actually, I have to ask people, well, exactly what do you believe?
Exactly.
And so that's something. So anyway, with that being said, no, I actually don't know exactly. I couldn't give you a diagram or anything like that. However, when people start listening to this podcast or whatever, we can always um, get your opinion, and
Yes.
I have no problem with that, none whatsoever. But again, people have to know that there is an answer to everything,
Right.
and don't get me wrong, there's the right answer. Sometimes you can have an answer and it's like, nah, that's not, nah, no,
Right.
that can be
Right.
part of the answer, but not the whole thing. And my other what if is, what if we just slow down a little bit and allow, you can call him your higher power. I don't call him that. I call him God. I'm sorry, I'm old school. So when that comes out, it's like, okay, God, um, what should we do? Because as far as I know, he has the answer. And so I always go to him. So those of you that are Bible based, it says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not to your own understanding. That's interesting. Lean
Amen.
not to your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him. So once we start acknowledging him, and he's going to give us the answer.
Yes.
And sometimes it depends on your hearing. A lot of times we're so busy we don't stop and listen. And then when we do listen, we're trying to figure out, was that him? So, that's when you got to stop. That's when you got to rest your mind. And I
Right.
know this society is where they want you to keep going, even when you're sick. They want you to keep going. That's not God's way. And if
No.
you read your Bible, you know that's not His way.
Right. And I can attest to that as I sit here sounding like I just rolled out of the bed simply because the allergy pills I had to take last night are still lingering in my system. But hey, you got to get it done no matter what. When you're led by the Spirit says you know, get it done. You have to get it done. And, that what if is awesome, period.
Right. Okay. So it's all about getting it done. But see, those of you that don't know me, and hopefully you will get to know me, I'm the type of person, I don't like Band-Aids. Don't like it. You can put a Band-Aid on something for a while, but you need to take it off so the air can hit it so it can heal better
Right.
and faster. Okay, I know I'm going to analogy, but anyway, yeah. So, it's all about getting it right. It's all about, if it's going to be a change, then it needs to be a change. Um, and I've always been that way. I don't know why. It's just the way I am. And if you're a Christian, you gotta love me. You might not like me, but you gotta love me. That's so. With that being said, it's about looking for actually change. And with that, we have to know what we want to change. And in order to change, you gotta change. It's just that simple. God is simplistic. In order to change, you gotta change. Well, how do I do that? Change. Well, give me some way to change. Well, that's the thing. Once we, talk to God and talk to our higher power, if you want to call him that or whatever, and then be quiet, hush your mouth, and listen. So we
Mhm.
don't know how to listen. And I had a lady that I was talking to a couple of days ago, and she told me she was a teacher. And we were talking, and she made known to me that I'm a teacher. I don't listen. I talk. That's scary,
Mm.
because how do you listen to your students? How do
Right.
you give them unless you listen? And so that's a change right there. That's a change. When you start listening, doing something different from what you've been doing. That's a change. Finding out what you want to, what you want to do, and then changing to that. Learn how to, meditate, learn how to focus, because we're constantly going from, and I don't know if it was where, they teach you not to focus on what you need to focus on. It's like, I'm doing this over there, I'm doing this over here. And it's like, dog, am I really focusing? So my thing is, the principle of this whole thing of helping each other, whatever, is actually using the person that made us, because he
Right.
knows, or he knows, if you want to call him a she. Hey, I figured like that. Let's go back to Genesis and we'll call him the I am.
Right.
You want him to be a
There you
she?
go.
There you go. There's no excuse, but that's another change. So I don't mean to, I don't mean to preach. Sorry about that. But,
No, never be sorry for that. Not for good word.
well, there you go. And so it's all about that, because you know what? We got people that's hurting.
Yes.
I used to, don't get me wrong. Everybody hurts. But the thing of it is the Bible is interesting. I don't know about the Quran. I don't know about all that, but that, and I'm not putting that aside. Please don't think that. And if you do, I can't help it. But, um, this is what I know. And the Bible, it's interesting because it lets you know what you need to do when you're not in the groove, or when you're not, when you're not aligned with
Right.
the universe, if you call them the universe. So what it tells you is, it tells you how to get back in line.
Right.
That's how interesting that is. So if you want to know something, if you're having troubles with, your spouse, it'll tell you exactly what you need to do.
Right.
And if you're not there, then you know what to do. You need to change. Oh, that's bad. What are you talking about, Miss Sheila? I got to change. Well, if you want the outcome of having something good, and you're doing something and it's not good, you got to change. And
Right.
he's just that simplistic. It's not that hard.
Nope.
And what we do is we make it hard. For example, these nonprofits and the rules and getting money, it's not that simplistic. Is there a reason why for that? Yep. So, not getting political because I know how that goes, but I'm just saying he's simplistic. So let's keep it simplistic. And, some of these people that supposed to be our leaders and care about us, if we see that they don't care about us, got to get rid of them.
Right.
That's,
Right.
I mean, that's simplistic. I don't know about you, Ericka, but that is very simplistic to me.
Well, I believe and I'm trying not to use stupid, but I do truly believe in the KISS system. And I heard someone say, keep it simple, and it was something else, not stupid, but I'll stick with what I know. Keep it simple, stupid, because, yes, I understand why, um, the feds, and I'll say the feds, I understand why they do try to make things, they try to keep the barrier of entry so high that it discourages, especially newbies, but the inexperienced, uneducated, and not saying that you're stupid, but if you're not used to dealing with or reading government jargon, then you're just like at a loss. And unfortunately, because I come from the for-profit space, I am a retired long haul truck driver, and my ex-husband and I owned he still has it, I retired, a trucking company, and our, uh, we had to answer to the feds, DOT, FMCSA, Georgia Department of Revenue, Secretary of State. But if you're not used to the paperwork, the jargon, the rigmarole that they put you through, you will get easily discouraged. Or even if you manage to get started in your nonprofit, you may soon quit or be shut down because you don't understand there's a schedule you got to keep. There's things you got to do. There's updates, blah, 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 blah. So the feds know what they're doing, and and it's kind of like cherry picking. However, that is the purpose, to come back to why we're here. We're not here to tell you everything about how to run your nonprofit. Do it this way, do it that way. No, no, no. We're here to serve as support. We're here to share what we've learned, what we know, what we experience. And I'm going to tell you that in 2 seconds. My lesson for this week. But we want to give you, that leg up that, people are not, even in nonprofit space, we're all supposed to be loving, big, kind-hearted, big-hearted people. And you have people that will, you know, step on your neck to keep you down because it makes them feel like they're coming up, you know. So, with that being said, please reach out to us. We have resources. We have answers, may not to everyone, but we like to be, you know how they say, Sheila, I know a guy who knows a guy.
Yep.
And some people say we're all 6 generations from knowing everybody, or
Yep.
6 degrees rather. Okay. So just reach out to us and see if and how we may be able to help you. Now, this is my lesson for the day. So, Ms. Sheila, are
Yeah.
you planning to, at any point in the life of, because it's personal, going to use community service workers, people who need to get community service hours?
Oh yeah. That's your best.
Okay,
Because it's all about unification. That's the word for the day.
right. Well, LifeChangers, we do offer community service hours to be completed with us virtually, of course. And this is what I received a call on Wednesday, and I'm still laughing. I received a call on Wednesday from a guy. I won't say his name. I don't even know if it's his real name. And he gives me this frantic story about he and his wife, he wanted to take her out, and they went out on like a date night or whatever, and she got hammered and they got pulled over, and so because he was driving, he got caught up and arrested for an open container. And he's a busy sales guy working 80 plus hours a week, and he really just wishes, now of course he says he caught this charge months ago. But now he's down to the wire, has court supposedly this morning. And he really wishes he could just find, a nonprofit who would just let them pay for the hours.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I personally, when I worked for Cobb County, I already knew that was a no go. Yeah, I'm not losing my job because you want to, whatever. So this one here, and I said, Lord, did he really, of course right is right, wrong is wrong. That's wrong. No, sir, I can't do that. I said, I've been dealing with community service workers for 20 plus years. I've never done that. I'm not going to do it. Not only is it illegal, but it is immoral. So, I said, hopefully you don't find an organization that will do that. So we continue talking. I said, okay, well, email me, Ericka at LifeChangersInc.org, and we get started from there. I'll have you clock in online and da-da-da. Never got an email. And so later on, I mean, I was cracking up to where my stomach hurt. I was laughing so hard. And I said, thank you, Lord. And that was a good test. And I know I passed it with flying colors. But yeah, so word to the wise, any nonprofits out there, community service workers, yes, they are awesome. They're like volunteers, but unfortunately they don't all want to be there. But it does something to and for them to be able to do the work, help out, and be a benefit to someone else. So, but
That
don't
sounds.
be, and nonprofits, some people say, well, when you start a nonprofit, you become a professional beggar. Okay. If you want to look at it that way, fine. I don't, but don't be so hungry for money that you would even compromise your organization, to do something like that.
That's good. That's good. My thing is find out your why. Find out your why. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing what you feel that you think you need to do? And that's the thing, because you're going to find out a lot about yourself.
Right.
And especially if or when you do something and let's say it goes out there and you're a celebrity and everything like that, you're going to find out a lot about yourself.
Mm.
So it comes down to, why are you doing this? That's the bottom line.
Right.
You want to do it just, for get money or whatever. That's on you. That's on you.
Right.
But, I don't, I don't know about that. But for me, it's not about, just getting the money and everything. It's about connecting with people. It's
Right.
about helping hurting people stop hurting.
Right.
Uh, and then equipping them to do the same.
Exactly.
That's the bottom line of this whole thing. Um, and I'm going back to the what ifs. I just thought of something. What if we had young people during the summer to just volunteer? They had to volunteer. That would be part of getting some credit, that they had to be volunteering for the summer. What if we do that and get them, where they're in an area where you know that they're okay and that they're doing something to help somebody else, that we're teaching them how to give back.
Right.
What if, when you received a hand up and then you did a hand up for somebody else? What if that happened?
Right.
What do you think will happen with this society? Um, that's about it. I can't think of any. What if you got any more? What ifs?
I'll speak to the school, what if, and I will say, and I can't speak to every school in Cobb County, but in Cobb County, Georgia, where we are, Harrison High School in, I believe, that's a Kennesaw address. They do have, I forget what it's called, but it's a program that they have, or had when my daughter, she graduated in 2012. I believe it's still there, but they do have kids that can sign up, and they urge them to sign up and go out and do good works. And it might actually be called good works, but they go pick up litter. I think they also have, to where some kids can go to the senior centers. They do have outreach community outreach. Again, I don't know if it's still in existence, and what schools actually do it, but I think that's awesome. But you know what? Just like
Mm,
and I'm not going to go into it too deep, but just like I tell any parent I've ever spoken with, don't depend on any school to be the 100% educator of your child. I also believe you shouldn't have schools and all these programs be the end all be all example for your child. Your child should see you do more, not just telling them, but lead by example, not by direction. Your child should see you do more than just paying bills, stressing out, that sort of thing. So I think giving back, is, my daughter, she's never seen me, um, volunteer at an animal shelter or with any kind of animal drive, but she does every Saturday for about the last 2 or 3 years. My son has gone to schools and helped out. He's and he graduated with a film history degree and started dabbling with acting. And he went and helped with nonprofits that were teaching kids, acting skills and, role, reversals and that kind of thing. So, and I got that because my mom used to volunteer at the local shelters for Thanksgiving. So it's, again, each one teach one, reach one. Be that example.
awesome. That's great. Um, let's talk about employment opportunities,
Okay.
especially for former inmates that are coming out and everything like that. Um, Again, I wanted to state that we are actually going to be working with the gentlemen for now. We do want to work with women, but for now it's going to be with men. And what we want to do is we want to find out again what their dreams were
Right.
and what they really wanted to do before their life just had a hiccup. And
Right.
that's just a light way of saying it, concerning about incarceration. And so with that being said, um, we have to understand that we came into this world. Some people don't believe this, but I'm just telling you what I feel about it. That, we came with a purpose. There's
Right.
some kids that automatically knew, yeah, I want to be a doctor.
Yes.
Automatically. They just automatically. And then there's some that were pushed in it because maybe somebody that was close to them had died or had a disease, and it was like they were drawn
Right.
to help. Because see, you can't put God in a box. Can't do it. It doesn't work. And then of course, when you've gone through some hellish situations in your life, and it's really interesting that with I don't like to talk about my past too much, but my mom's mind was not very well. She was in institutions numerous times. I never thought I would be working with therapeutic foster children.
Mm.
Never thought that I would end up doing that. And that's, like I said, you can't put God in a box. And so that's why God says don't judge, because you don't know
That's
where.
right.
So, and let me make this perfectly clear that the judging that I'm talking about is not where you just put somebody down. It's not that. It's where you don't know where that person came from, and don't try to be in a bias, or non-biased situation, or even a prejudice situation.
Right.
We got to start looking at that too, because, um, to me, uh, that word, we're supposed to be in a time period now where we have all this information on Google and everything like that. Nobody nobody should be dealing with people that are just looking at another a person or a people and say, this is the way you are. This is how you are.
Right.
Nobody should be doing that right now. And so with that being said, I'm going to call you to the carpet. And I'm sorry I'm saying but I will. If I see something, just like John Lewis says, be in good trouble.
Yeah. Right.
Say something. Because if you don't say something, if you don't nip things in the bud that needs to be nipped in the bud, you're going to have constant, continuous crisis.
Yes.
And with that being said, I'm going to talk a little bit about trauma. And everybody has had trauma in their life. Our bodies are actually designed to deal with trauma and then release it. But what we have done in this society is we have put trauma on top of trauma on top of trauma, and there's no release. And that's what we do with because it's personal, is personal. It's personal because it's personal. And it's personal because everybody has had trauma in their life. And nobody has to, it's not a mental illness. It's not. Your body actually is designed to shake it off. But
Right.
we have been taught how to do that. And that's where, because it's personal, we'll be teaching that, especially with our former inmates. They will be taught how to take care of themselves concerning that situation, the trauma, and the trauma to come. Because the way the world is, it's still going to be trauma. We're still going to deal with trauma, but we have to know how to just shake this off. I don't know how, and I'm gonna say this: I don't know how my ancestors. I don't know how they survived. I really, really don't. The torment, the things that I don't get it. Something was keeping them. Something was keeping them. I don't see how. And if the shoe was on the other foot with, and I don't know if the shoe was on the other foot with other people, I don't know if they could handle it. I really don't. I don't know. I really don't. But even with my grandparents when they were growing up in the Jim Crow era and all that, I don't know how that's trauma on top of trauma
Yes.
on top of trauma. And it's like, how are you surviving? And most of the time they survived by not talking about it, by putting it out of their minds, but it stayed in their bodies. And I'm going to tell you this, with DNA, it's interesting because what they're finding out now is if you don't release that energy, that negative energy, it affects your DNA. And when
Yes.
it affects DNA, it can be passed down to your children, to your children.
Right.
And they call that collective, what that does is, now they're calling it collective trauma. Okay. So all I'm saying is that yes, we can give them housing. Yes, we can give them job opportunities. But see, the housing is going to be different because we're going to use our housing where it's going to, I don't know if you ever heard of feng shui, but it's going to be
Yeah.
where people connect with each other because they have to.
Right.
They have to with each other. So that's one part. The employment is another part where we're going to look at what you would love to do. What you would love to do because you're probably going to stay on that job because you love it. Don't get me
Exactly.
wrong. And of course, we're going to look into employment where it's going to be you're going to be able to take care of yourself.
Right.
And that's, we're going to try to work, and I'm saying try, because again, it's all about connecting with people. And if you think about it, God is very simplistic. If you give somebody a job, the job will be able to take care of their needs and then their wants. It's less likely for somebody to go and just start, you know, taking your stuff.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. You got some people that would do that, even though, they got things, because look at our political system. But anyway, I said I want to
Mm.
go to that. Sorry about that, but it's out there. But yeah, you got some people that, and there's an answer to it. The answer is that you stop it.
Right.
You see it, and then you stop it. Bottom line, just that simple. So with that being said, okay, and then of course, like I said, the trauma. You deal with the trauma, knowing how, and the life coaching, and they're going to be certified. The life coaching is where they're going to teach, the participants what to do when they go through something, because see, our job is not to have you keep coming to us. Our job is to equip you so you don't have to come to us. That's our job. That's what's going to be our job. So that's what we're about, a little bit. About what we're about. And, but anyway, yeah, that's what we're about. So there you
Well,
go.
that's taken on a lot. And that's why I would venture to say you are, what did you say? May is your month for connecting, and you have been doing an awesome job, awesome job at, just not just going places, but actually interacting with people at that event and after follow up, and like you were saying about Irene, how she connected the two of us, you're connecting us, other people together. And that's, I keep saying it, but because it's so true, each one teach one, reach one. And yes, this is all solvable if, people get out of their own way and remember why. Like you said, the why did you even start the nonprofit? If it had anything to do with money, you're not going to last, really, because
Yeah,
the money does not come, you know, the money does not come the day you open a bit. In trucking, yeah, the first load we made money. In nonprofit, no, no, I don't know when I'll be able to take a, salary, and I'm okay with that. And that's why a lot of nonprofits start on a part-time basis. Um, I do want to include in each episode for everybody listening events that are coming up that we know of, whether they are in person or virtual events, whether they are our own or others. Again, we support other nonprofits no matter where they are. So, because we're still feeling out who would be, our best, who would benefit most from our podcast. And we plan to have, we have quite a, lineup of people to bring on. But I think, events are what everybody would like to know. You think?
yeah, I
Okay.
agree.
I have an event that I would like to share. And for more information, you can contact us at the thecnnpodcast.com, or because I have to put it up there. So, or okay, let me say the event first. The event is the Workforce Readiness Workshop hosted by yours truly, LifeChangers Inc., and it will be held at the Kemp Library in Kennesaw, Georgia on Saturday, May 28th from 11 a.m. until 3 p.m. Again, that's Saturday, May 28th from 11 a.m. until 3 p.m. And what we will do, as I explained before, is we will show you how to write your resume, and complete a job application online. We will talk to you about how to locate and secure gainful employment, how to prepare for your interview, how to dress, how to speak during your interview. And the goal, like Sheila said, is to get you not just a job, but to prayerfully get you to start walking and working in your purpose.
Correct. And also I'd like to say that if there's anyone that has a nonprofit and has events, contact us.
Yes.
And we will put it on the air.
Yes. Yes, we'll put it on the air. We will share it on our website. And also, if you would like to advertise with us, please contact us. You can go again to our website, thecnnpodcast.com/advertise. So, and lastly, so we have events. If you have an event, reach out to us. If you want to advertise with us, if you have products or services, and this goes for nonprofit and for profits. And lastly, if you would like to be a guest on our podcast, please do contact us. And again, you go to thecnnpodcast.com and you'll see a tab that says be a guest. Complete that form and we will reach out to you and take it from there.
Sounds good. All right. Anything else that we have to add or?
So we thank you for tuning in and we ask that you stay tuned in, subscribe to our mailing list so we can send you the newest episode when it comes out, hot off the press. And also, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and click that bell so you get notifications when we do upload new content. This is Ericka Scott of LifeChangers, Inc. and my co-host, Sheila Hardy of Because It's Personal, Inc. And Sheila, you can take us out of here.
All right. It's all about you. It's all about me. It's all about us.
Amen.
Let's keep that in mind. Bye.
Bye.